And hello again, everyone. I'm Chris Lincoln. We're glad you've joined us for an action-packed half hour of horse racing. We begin with the thoroughbreds. First of two recaps, our ESPN Thrifty Car Rental Racing Across America series was at Hollywood Park this past Sunday with the track of Lakes and Flowers Super Sunday Card. 4 graded stakes worth over $1.4 million. Well, the day's richest event and our feature, the $700,000 Caesars Palace Turf Championship at 1.5 miles. Caesars International winner Sandpit trying to sweep the series, then bring in purses and bonuses totaling $1 million.
Time Star at the top of the lane. Sandpit's got the lead. Talwa to give him a stiff test here to the outside. Sandpit set down for the drive, but Talwa pushing on by. Sandpit can't respond to the challenge of Talwa, and Talwa has taken the lead, and Talwa is drawing off. Talwa to go on to upset Sandpit here in the Caesars Palace Turf Championship, and Talwa scores by 3. Very tight for the place here. Awad in a photo finish with Sandpit.
What a surprise in the Caesars Turf Challenge. It's the other Dick Mandela trainee, 13-1 long shot Talwa. $25,000 supplement to this race that not only leaves Arlington Million winner Awad and the favorite Sandpit in his dust, he sets a new course record doing it 2:23.2 for the 1.5 miles. Even more amazing, the fact the son of European champion Trempolino had not raced prior to this start since he ran second in last December's Hollywood Turf Cup. He'd been sidelined with a fractured splint. Talwa ridden to victory by Kent DeSormo. The $500,000 swap stakes for 3-year-olds going 1 1/8 also on the Super Sunday card. Favorite here, Michael Tabor's Victory Speech, the 4-5 choice off a 5.5 length win in the July 6th Dwyer at Belmont.
Through 6 furlongs in this one, and the leader still up front. He's a bull. 6 furlongs in 1:10.1. He's a bull. Short lead. There goes Victory Speech to pounce on him, and Victory Speech gets his neck in front. 3 back to Prince of Thieves under a full-out drive with Severin on the inside, and that gap of 8 farther back to Slew's Rail Sun, and Victory Speech taking over off the turn. Victory Speech opening up now by 2. He's a bull. Cannot hang with him in second. 3 back to Prince of Thieves and Severin inside the final furlong. It's Victory Speech drawing away now by 3, and now it's 4 under Jerry Bailey. And Victory Speech, a convincing winner of the swaps here. Victory Speech will go on to win it by 4 at the wire. Prince of Thieves getting up for the place, and He's a Bull was third.
Victory Speech delivers his second straight graded stakes win for trainer D. Wayne Lucas and owners Michael Tabor and Mrs. John Magner. The Lucas-trained Prince of Thieves was second. A hefty payday for Victory Speech, a son of deputy minister, earning $300,000. His career totals now over $635,000. Ridden by Jerry Bailey, Victory Speech has been out of the money only twice in 14 career starts. Also on Super Sunday, 2-year-olds in the 57th Hollywood Juvenile at 6 furlongs. Watch on the inside, Alex Solis riding Swiss Yodeler in the blue silks. Now watch as Alex loses his whip. Clever jockey, though, reaches up, pulls off a pair of goggles, and works Swiss Yodeler all the way to the wire. Battling here with red under Renee Douglas, and it's Swiss Yodeler by ahead. Take a look at this replay. The son of Eastern Echo, his first graded stakes score, winning it seems almost old news to this $60,000 Keeneland sale purchase, though. He's taken a total of 3 races now in his 4 career starts. Trainer Mike Harrington says Swiss Yodeler will be heading next to Del Mar, where he'll start in the August 21st Balboa. Great ride by jockey Alex Solis. The Super Sunday card at Hollywood finished off in grand style with fillies and mares competing in the $250,000 Grade 1 Vanity at 1 1/8. An all-star field with champion Serena Song, La Cañada winner Jewel Princess, and Twice the Vice.
As they run to the top of the lane, and Top Rung is taking a short lead. Jewel Princess on the inside. Serena's Song firing up 3 wide and 3 back to Twice the Vice in the stretch drive. Jewel Princess back on the inside to retake the lead. Now a furlong out, and Jewel Princess takes over, goes clear from long shot Top Rung. Serena's Song on the outside under a full-out drive in third, and Twice the Vice. But Jewel Princess will go on to win the Vanity. Jewel Princess scores by 3 in the Vanity handicap.
Martha and Richard Stevens' Jewel Princess not only beats the champ, she blows her and the rest of the field away, scoring a handy 3-length win under jockey Corey Nakatani. This always consistent filly, who's won half of her 20 starts, is trained by Nakatani's father-in-law, Wally DeLasse. DeLasse planning on giving Jewel Princess a little rest now before beginning the quest to win this fall's Breeders' Cup Distaff. Hollywood Park winding up a record meeting as far as total handle, and our congratulations to Alex Solis, the riding champion for the 4th time. Coming up, more thoroughbred racing, trials for the second jewel of the quarter-horse Triple Crown, and the harness world champion Jenna's Beach Boy in Chicago for the American National. The Racehorse Digest is brought to you by the United States Trotting Association, leading the way in harness racing. By your Allstate agent for home, auto, life, and business insurance. You're in good hands with Allstate. Alan Paulson's Brookside Farms. And by the Illinois Department of Agriculture, promoting Illinois-bred horses year-round.
You're about to be sued by 26 people. Allstate defends over 50,000 people every year. Who's your insurance company? Being in good hands is the only place to be.
A quarter of a mile between Cigar and a perfect season. But the Ethical is game, and he's coming right back. He goes to work at Eliza, and Eliza is responding. Here indeed is a superstar. The incomparable, invincible, unbeatable Cigar.
Jesse, you're next.
I'm all yours.
Save it for the stage, Romeo.
Carol always gives it to me straight. Like when she told me about my...
I told him about Head & Shoulders. Regular shampoos just rinse flakes away so they could come back. Head & Shoulders helps prevent flakes from even forming. You see the difference? You look great.
Thanks, but will it get me this part?
Couldn't hurt.
Head & Shoulders, because great hair can't have flakes.
Hey, break a leg.
Own a professional sports team at a bargain price. Get into American quarter horse racing. Thrill to the excitement of your very own runner competing in your colors. Then invite your envious friends to join you in the winner's circle. Visit your star players anytime you like, and they'll never ask for a raise. So dig in, hang on, and let the dirt fly. The AQHA can get you started with free information. Call 1-800-414-RIDE.
Time for quarter horse racing now. Let's go to qualifying results for two very important summer quarter horse futurities. We'll start at Ruidoso Downs. Trials to set the field for the second jewel of the quarter horse Triple Crown, the Rainbow Futurity. The fastest time for the Rainbow was posted by number 5, Firebrand Straker. Making his first lifetime start, he streaked his way to a 3/4 length victory here over First by Far. That one did not live up to his name, but he was still fast enough to qualify. Jockey Sam Thompson handled the winner for owner Linda Matthews and trainer Sleepy Gilbreth. He's taking his first Rainbow win since 1982. And since the Rainbow is the second part of the quarter horse Triple Crown, all eyes are on Holland Pass, winner of the first leg, but Dean Miracle is about to spoil it.
And there they go. The whole field breaks well, going to the front. That's I'll Be the Gray Ghost. Dean Miracle on the outside in the middle of the racetrack. It's Holland Pass. Holland Pass, Sweet Message on the inside. Sweet Message down at the rail. Holland Pass in the middle of the racetrack. And Dean Miracle. It's Dean Miracle and Sweet Message. Dean Miracle in front.
A strong finish carries Dean Miracle and jockey Todd Fincher to victory, while Holland Pass failed to make the finals after that unfortunate bobble at the start. So there will be no Triple Crown winner in quarter horse racing this year, but the impressive Dean Miracle will be back for the July 28th finals, representing owner Gwendolyn Eves and trainer Chris Sodell. We're at Los Alamitos for the Ed Burke Trials, the one to watch. Uncas, the favorite.
The underway they go. And a beautiful start for the favorite Uncas, who's striding along powerfully. Time to Think Dash comes up gamely on the outside. I'm taking names and taking checks down along the inside. Uncas, Time to Think Dash on the outside as Uncas is drifting inward but going along powerfully. Taking checks in second. Time to Think Dash third.
No problem for Uncas, who checks in with a hand victory in the second fastest qualifying time. In fact, 1/100th of a second slower than Doc's first card. The horse he beat in winning the Governor's Cup. Uncas, ridden here by Kip Didrikson for trainer Bobby Gilbert. Veteran owner Spencer Childers also qualified Love a Secret for the August 2nd finals. And there is Spencer Childers in the winner's circle. The next night, a race was named for him. It featured last year's top 3-year-old colt, Meter Me Gone, and the consistent Coast Express.
And away they go. And a little bit of brunch and outlasting, and Coast Express came away well. Megaha is also in contention, and Meter Me Gone, he's well out of it at this point as Coast Express looking best down along the inside. Megaha is coming on gamely. Meter Me Gone getting going with outlasting, but Coast Express has the advantage. Megaha with a late run. Coast Express over Megaha, and a tight three-way photo for third.
Coast Express does everything right in winning the Childers, while favorite Meter Me Gone continued his recent sluggish behavior leaving the gate. It was never a threat. Coast Express, who defeated champion Asai last year, victimized another title holder under jockey Joe Padilla Jr. The 4-year-old is owned by Dr. Jim Strowman and Denny Boer, trained by Jamie Gomez. For more information on quarter horse racing, call the AQHA toll-free 1-800-414-RIDE.
You've studied the paper. Now it's time to hit the books. New books and videos from Daily Racing Form Press. Information, entertainment, it's all here with how-tos, history, handicapping, and bloodlines. DRF Press brings you the last word on winning from thoroughbred racing's best riders and handicappers. And to help you look like a winner, we're also offering hats, shirts, jackets, and more featuring the logo and colors of America's Turf Authority. Don't miss out. Call 1-800-575-5965. Daily Racing Form Press, the ultimate library for handicappers everywhere.
Secretariat, the most famous thoroughbred racehorse of our time. Now you can call 1-800-717-ESPN and be part of this sports legend, as ESPN Home Video presents the life and times of Secretariat, an American racing legend. See the races that made him famous and hear from those closest to him, including owner Penny Tweedy, trainer Lucian Lauren, and jockey Ron Turcotte. Call 1-800-717-ESPN today and order Secretariat for just $39.95.
One of racing's longest and toughest tests, the Michigan 500, Sunday on ABC Sports.
Back on the Racehorse Digest, more thoroughbred racing action now. It was the final week at Belmont before the New York racing scene moved on to Saratoga this week. There were some big stakes races for the fans this past weekend. The feature, the $250,000 Coaching Club American Oaks final leg of the New York Triple Tiara for 3-year-old fillies. And to mark the return of the filly My Flag, third against the boys in this year's Belmont Stakes. She's 1-5 on the jockey Jerry Bailey in the Phipps stable black and cherry red silks. Here's Tom Durkin.
But the field is closing in now. The lead's down to 2.5 lengths. My Flag only 2 lengths from the lead with 3 furlongs to run. Scenic Points in between horses. Then Merit Wings, Golden Delicious on the move on the outside, followed by Briarcliff. As the field turns for home, My Flag has taken the lead at the quarter pole, and Jerry Bailey calls on for more. My Flag is the leader. Golden Delicious takes a serious run at her as they come to mid-stretch. My Flag, the leader by a length. Golden Delicious is second by 4. Weekend in Seattle is third. My Flag is up to the test. My Flag will go on to win here. And the daughter of Easygoer and Personal Ensign, an emphatic victress in the Coaching Club American Oaks.
She's back and as impressive as ever. The current pride of the Phipps stable, My Flag, the product of 2 of the Phipps' most renowned champions, as Tom Durkin described, Easygoer and the great race mare Personal Ensign. Trainer Shug McGahee wants My Flag to be a champion as well, plotting a careful course towards the Breeders' Cup Distaff that will take her next to Saratoga in the historic Alabama Stakes. Also on Saturday at Belmont, the New York Handicap, fillies and mares going 1.25 miles on the turf. Last year's matriarch winner, Doodah, the heavy even money favorite, but she and the rest of the field would be unable to catch the 7-1 long shot on the lead here, named Electric Society, another talented runner from the barn of trainer John Kimmel. This 5-year-old daughter of Law Society was a winner earlier this year at Gulfstream in the very 1 handicap. Here in the New York, only her 5th victory in 29 career starts for owner Gary Tanaka. Well, Sunday, the boys had to go on the turf, the $150,000 Bowling Green at 1 3/8. Wide open race here with Fred Hooper's Diplomatic Jet, a narrow 5-2 favorite.
Derby. And the cadence is quickening now around the far turn, 3 furlongs out. Turk Passer tested here by Broadway Flyer. Broadway Flyer and Turk Passer going full bore as they near the top of the stretch, and Flag Down now swings into action as they turn for home. Diplomatic Jet is now fourth on the outside. Broadway Flyer is taken over. Nothing left for Turk Passer. Flag Down to the attack into the final furlong. Flag Down and Broadway Flyer, those two doing battle. Diplomatic Jet is third. Flag Down, Broadway Flyer, neither giving an inch here. Diplomatic Jet is putting in a late bid. Flag Down, Broadway Flyer, Diplomatic Jet, what a thriller! Wow, 3 noses on the line.
Alan Paulson's Flag Down and jockey Jose Santos edge out the Billy Mott trained Broadway Flyer, getting up by a nose. Mott might train the great cigar for Paulson. Christopher Clement handles the conditioning of Flag Down, who's now earned nearly $750,000 for his connections. Flag Down, a $210,000 Keeneland sale purchase, one of the few Paulson runners not bred by his owner, the son of Deputy Minister, foaled in Canada by Winfield's Farm. Peter Clement says Flag Down will start next in the August 10th Sword Dancer at Saratoga. Same day, by the way, Cigar tries to break Citation's record of 16 straight wins in the Pacific Classic at Del Mar. Well, to Maryland and Laurel Racecourse for Saturday's $300,000 DeFrancis Dash. 3-year-olds and up, sprinting 6 furlongs. Last year's winner back to defend his title, the favorite, Light the Fuse.
They smoke around the far turn now. Lord Carson, Heroic Pursuit, Prospect Bay on the outside. Score Quick all of a sudden under drive. Light the Fuse on the outside takes fourth. And a rail run down inside there for Middle Munster. They turn for home. And on the outside, Prospect Bay has hit the front. Middle Munster switches out to the 4-path. He's coming on strong and Light the Fuse. Prospect Bay up on the outside. Here's Middle Munster and Light the Fuse. Light the Fuse and Middle Munster going to settle it with a 16th to go. Middle Munster or Light the Fuse going to be close. Light the Fuse, Middle Munster, Light the Fuse, I believe it knows. Middle Munster, it is close.
This is one Florida bred who loves the state of Maryland. The Dickey Dutrow owned and trained Light the Fuse, a 5-year-old son of Buckaroo, who's now won back-to-back editions of this lucrative DeFrancis Sprint. Dutrow hopes big paydays are in Light the Fuse's future as well. He's planning to go in the Breeders' Cup Sprint with his star, but will not rule out the possibility of a trip to Japan for a $2 million sprint race there. The premier event at Arlington International this past weekend, the 84th running of the $300,000 American Derby at 1 3/16. Favorite here, the Billy Mott trained and co-owned Trail City under Pat Day.
They begin to bunch up a little bit, entering the far turn. It's Mystic Knight by a head, Currency Arbitrage. Allied Forces is on the inside of Marlin, who's pressing forward now 3 wide. A length and a half, Janoxo, Trail City, 6th on the outside, giving away a 2.5 length start. They're nicely clear of the rest, headed by Irish Splash. Then rough opening, Thorntree, Gotcha, Hope for the Best, and Mr. Herbert. They turn for home, 3/16 to go. Mystic Knight with Currency Arbitrage. Marlin coming at them, and now the rail opens for Allied Forces. Janoxo in tight. Trail City the outside. Allied Forces in trouble at the 16th pole. Marlin taken on by Trail City. Trail City takes the lead and is spearing clear now. Janoxo into second, followed by Marlin, but Trail City wins brilliantly.
Well, as you saw, Trail City first to the wire, but he'll be disqualified for this incident right here. Watch the bumping here with Janoxo at the top of the stretch. His victim was rewarded with the victory, the mistake costing Trail City's connections $120,000. Janoxo, a 32-1 long shot, a horse that's also trained by his owner, colorful New Orleans owner Louis Roussel, the man who also co-owned and trained the great 1988 Belmont winner Risen Star. Roussel starting Janoxo for the first time in North America, the son of Leif Bard's Wish, previously raced in France, purchased for a mere $15,000 at the 1994 Keeneland September sale. Janoxo has now won over $222,000. Well, as we check in on the Visa 3-year-old championship point standings, we see Skipaway and Editor's Note on top. Those two will meet next weekend, the Haskell Invitational at Monmouth Park on ESPN. And here's a look at a couple of upcoming Breeders' Cup National Stakes races at Detroit Racecourse and at Del Mar.
Great moments in racing are the results of months of hard work and hope. Years of planning and persevering, and generations of successful bloodlines. For nearly 2 decades, Walmack has contributed to some of racing's most exciting moments, with stallions like Risen Star, winner of the Preakness, Belmont, and over $2 million. The champion son of Secretariat has sired one champion, and graded stakes winner Star Standard. At Walmack, we're working to make every moment count.
When sports cream? When legs are sore. When backs ache. When muscles hurt. Why sports cream? Rubbing it in brings fast pain relief. No medicine-y smell. Why sports cream? Because it works.
If shrimp's your meal, you gotta taste this deal. Gotta get a little Long Johns now. It's our new shrimp sampler. Crunch into 5 original batter dip shrimp and 5 bold new Southwest Fiesta shrimp. Just $2.99. Get a little Long Johns right now.
Yeah. To protect your engine, remember, pure oil now, pure oil later.
Pure oil later.
It's dawn at Fairmount Park. There's a quiet now. The calm before the storm.
Don't miss the excitement wherever you are. Live racing. Sundays and Mondays, post time 6:30. Tuesdays at 1. Fridays and Saturdays, post time 7:30. Wager at a simulcasting outlet near you. It's thoroughbred racing action at Fairmount Park. It's like nowhere else.
Harness racing's reigning world champion, Jenna's Beach Boy, was at Sportsman's Park outside Chicago this past weekend for our feature race. Here's Dave Johnson with the harness recap.
The $244,000 American National for older pacers topped last week's harness stakes schedule. And early Horse of the Year favorite Jenna's Beach Boy was the marquee name in the 9-horse field Saturday night at Sportsman's Park. Jenna's Beach Boy was the 1-5 favorite at post time, but he ran into trouble going into the first turn and made a break. Driver Bill Fay got the world champion back on stride quickly, and they challenged the leaders past the half-mile mark.
Here's the half. 55-2, Village Connection. On the outside, Jenna's Beach Boy attacks. And now, Jenna's Beach Boy from the outside clears for Fay. 3/8 to go. Jenna's Beach Boy leads the way. Misfit takes over second. Village Connection racing in third. On the outside, it's Stand Forever. Here comes Falcon Dakota. They're in the stretch in the American National. Your leader is Jenna's Beach Boy. Stand Forever on the outside. Here's 3/4, 124-3. Now they're 3/16 out. On the outside, Stand Forever takes command. It's Stand Forever by 2. Falcon Dakota into the action. Misfit racing in third. Down the stretch, Stand Forever. Here's Falcon Dakota. Falcon Dakota and Anderson pulling off the upset to win the American National in 151-3.
Fay said after the race that Jenna's Beach Boy simply was pacing too fast between horses and couldn't handle the speed going into that first turn. Local favorite Falcon Dakota scored the upset for owners John Leahy and Eric Boquist of Illinois. She's a Great Lady headed Friday night's $124,000 Roses Are Red Series final at Woodbine. But last year's champion 3-year-old pacing filly has been anything but great so far this season. And she failed to fire down the stretch in this race, finishing 2 lengths behind stablemate Armbro Nest, who caught Swingback late to win by a neck in 152-3. Both Armbro Nest and She's a Great Lady are owned by Lee and Linda DeVisser and trained by Joe Holloway. The win was Armbro Nest's 5th in 17 starts this season, while the loss was the 4th in 5 starts for She's a Great Lady. 3 of the top contenders for the $1.2 million Cadillac Hambletonian met last Friday night in the Beacon Course Prep at the Meadowlands. But when the filly Act of Grace broke stride early after leaving hard from post 8, the race turned into a duel between last year's two champion two-year-old trotters, the filly Continental Victory and the colt Lindy's Lane.
We're at the top of the stretch. And the chance to look to put in another gear with Continental Victory, leads at a length and a half. Lindy Lane now angled to the outside. 16th to go. Continental Victory with the lead. O'Donnell on the outside with Lindy Lane. Continental Victory will take this one. Easiest kind of wire-to-wire win. It's all Continental Victory in 156-1.
Continental Victory stamped herself as the Hambletonian favorite after cruising to victory in her first meeting against Lindy Lane. She's now 4 for 4 on the season.
Get inside the world of harness racing by subscribing to the award-winning publication of the United States Trotting Association, Hoofbeats. Each month, you'll enjoy news and in-depth features on top horses, drivers, owners, trainers, and major races, all in a colorful, photo-filled format, and all for only $30 for 12 great issues. Call 614-224-2291 and ask to subscribe to the best harness racing has to offer, Hoofbeats.
X Games, sports from the edge. Now, X Games, music from the edge. 17 slamming hits on one CD. Korn. Primus. Toadies. And Red Hot Chili Peppers. Beastie Boys. Seven Mary Faith No More. X Games, music from the edge. Get it in stores now.
ただいま東京からアメリカボールでございます。今年 ESPN の10年会にピッツバーグスティールスとサンディエゴチャージャーズは東京で会う。1996年のアメリカボール放送の始めは土曜日の9時半に ESPN よろしくどうぞ。
The Racehorse Digest is being brought to you by the American Quarter Horse Association, serving the American quarter horse racing industry and America's horse. By Pure Later. To protect your engine, remember, pure oil now, pure oil later. Pure Later. And by Walmart International, winning the world over. Seems like we always talk about cigars honors, but on Saturday night, July 13th, his owner and breeder Alan Paulson was in the spotlight. Mr. Paulson was honored by the Concern Foundation and Concern, too, for his dedication to curing cancer. The fundraiser, attended by over 2,000 guests at Paramount Studios in Hollywood, raised a record of nearly $700,000. Racing's most famous thoroughbred sale, the Keeneland Select July Sale, produced some big numbers. The average up almost 42%, $350,000 per horse. The two-day sale saw 167 yearlings sold for a gross of $58,430,000. 4 yearlings going over the $1 million figure. The sale topper, a Stormcat colt, for $1.7 million. Well, one of thoroughbred racing's hottest young sires, Unbridled, the 1990 Kentucky Derby winner, has been purchased from the Francis Genter stable by Claiborne Farm and Richard Santulli. From his first crop to race, Unbridled, who was standing at Gainesway Farm near Lexington, Kentucky, sired last fall's Breeders' Cup juvenile winner Unbridled Song and this year's Kentucky Derby winner Grindstone. Unbridled will join the Claiborne Stallion roster for the 1997 breeding season after Claiborne outbid several other farms in the U.S. and Japan for his services. The summer season is officially here. They've started racing now at Saratoga in upstate New York and, of course, at Del Mar near San Diego. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week on the Racehorse Digest.